First of all, I'd like to welcome everyone. It's really great to see you all tuning in, whether you've been here through most of our seasons or just brand new. We're really excited to have you join us and to obviously embark on this journey with us. Um, Before we kind of get into everything, I just want to take a moment to kind of thank the staff team that we have at the moment for being behind the server. They've helped to keep everything running smoothly. And if any of you have questions, concerns, or need guidance in anything, we're obviously all here to help. And you can open tickets or just reach out in the general chats. Um, So, to begin with, the server aims to offer players an immersive and open world environment where every decision that you make counts. So, instead of simply following a set narrative, the world is going to be reactive and it's constantly evolving based on the choices that you, the players, make. And it's not just about completing quests or following objectives. This is a living world where the line between your agency and the consequences of your actions is very blurred. Um, we have the lore that we have is going to have key events and factions that are built into the foundation of this world, but the story is also going to be very flexible. Players, you guys are able to interact with it in a lot of various ways, and um, that includes forming your own alliances, creating rivalries, making moral choices, and then obviously there's going to be a very challenging point of the structure of the world itself. And we want that narrative to unfold very organically and have the characters shape the course of that. What you're stepping into is one of constant change and unpredictability. So the pulse of the environment is driven by choices and actions of the inhabitants. Um, the paths that you take in this world are the stories that you want to tell. So there's always going to be some balance as a key for those that want to fight, that want to simply investigate, whether you align with a group that's working for the greater good or taking matters into your own hands. We kind of want to leave a lot of that with you guys. And at the end of the day, no matter what your goals are, we hope that the world is going to be very adaptable for you, the players, and kind of let you guys shape your own destiny. I am going to post server lore for you guys shortly. Um, but to touch on that a little bit, what we have is a realm that's built up on histories of three great civilizations, and each of those societies are going to have their own strengths and traditions and ambitions, and there's a sense of unease around it though. And we have three major groups that are going to be the player hubs. We've got the mage group, which is Aetherian. We have Kardenri, which is more of a balanced harmony. And we have Valdrune, which is more strength and power. We are opening it up for players this season to move into these player hubs and have districts that they are able to make the hubs be a living village in essence. I don't know how much of that we want to delve into, but I don't know, Matt, if you want to say something, but I'm going to quickly post the server lore up for everyone to check.
No, you're fine.
I just didn't want to do it beforehand. And
So I'm gonna ask this to to the people that are actually here. How many people have seen the little trailer thing that we just posted? fly? Why do you want? No. I mean, if you want to lick it, you're gonna find out what.
Let me lick them. Oh no. Okay, so that's up and posted. I need to find that link as well for the call post. Okay, got the form for the consent sheets.
Yes, 0 is the best.
I disagree. Um, uh, so I'm just gonna have a look through some of the community meeting questions that we've popped up as well quickly. For the magic
Yeah.
power level, you don't have to be into magic to be a part of the main story or to be involved in any way. We um, obviously we have a player hub that is very magically inclined, and then we have others that aren't so magically inclined. So we're kind of hoping that within those three like cities that we've built. Sorry. So we have the three cities that we hope will appeal to something for someone. There shouldn't that like yeah, again, you don't have to be magically inclined at all to be a part of it. Um, Obviously, the world is a fantasy world, so the use of magic is pretty prevalent. Most, if not all, are probably going to be magic users. Um, it just depends on your playstyle, I suppose, and what your character would or would not do. Um, Wait, me? I don't know why you said my name. Um, I am slow. I am very slow. Um, to touch on Silas' question here about who can help, uh, you don't have to specifically do anything to be a part of the main story. We are hoping to try and incorporate everyone as much as we can. We will be putting a consent form out for people to fill out. And that's going to allow us to know just how involved you want to be. These, it doesn't, whether you consent to something or you don't, we're not going to stop you from coming to events or being a part of the story or learning the lore or finding Easter eggs out and about in the world. There's just, I guess, certain topics that can come up that if people wish to engage in that to help push certain stories, and that could involve getting distracted by the chat. I need to stop looking at it. um, it might be that you consent that your character gets kidnapped for whatever reason by one of the cities. Even I don't, that hypothetically this is something that could happen. And obviously, like, that's a lot of development and growth that can come from that kind of interaction. But we're not ever going to do anything to your characters that you aren't comfortable with or haven't consented to in the first place. But again, we're not going to prevent people from joining in on the server or even just telling their own stories simply because they didn't agree to a certain consent. It is distracting me. Hello. um,
Uh,
oh, I forgot about the one thing in the one place with that one guy. I already forgot. No.
let's see.
No, don't think about the horn item. Now it's going in my head.
Amber, I'm gonna say this in the utmost respect. Focus.
I know, I'm sorry, but now all I hear is doo 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 doo. The Indrid's magic scaling or flat damages, flat bandita. That's out of my scope of expertise. Unfortunately, staff members that were in charge of that can't be here today. They just had some other commitments, but they will respond to you and give you an answer in the thread that you've created for that question. Yes, you can. Yeah, so we'll Sandian or Chili, yeah, Chili or Sandian will give you a more definite answer there. Because again, that's not my area of expertise. uh, build kit, build box, top move tool availability. We will be providing the build box to players. The top move tool, I believe, will be implemented, but there will obviously be limitations uh to that, whether, like, especially with the resizing. So there will be some stipulations there, like you can't go too small or too big. And that's just for the health of the server, really. Various questions. Can we get a general idea or intro of the story? So we have now posted in the Conan server lore a synopsis of the lore. Obviously, we're not going to go too deeply into bits and pieces of it because we want there to be some surprises for you guys as well. But that is the main gist of what's happened and what is happening in the present with the server lore.
What is the, yeah, what is the Todd accessory limit?
So I think we're keeping it as the same as what it was last season, which was 60.
I thought it was 30.
Oh, was it 30? Okay.
It helps and with
Yeah,
the
it was 30.
yeah, it was
Okay,
30 last
yeah.
season.
Yeah,
Due
60
the
is
fact,
a lot.
yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, top accessory limit will be 30. may we make the use of NPCs for RP flavor within reason? So toxic. Do you mean like having them around your clan base and that sort of thing? It's something that we can discuss and then get back to you on. Um, the realm is any character can come and go. They don't have to necessarily be from the world, but they have been pulled there for a reason, and they might not really know why they find it appealing to them to be there. The workshop rules going in will be the same as what it was last season as well. The living settlements will be turned off. Um,
Yeah.
yes, the resizing has been 2 times or 0.5. Yes. Make sure that I'm not missing anything. Is flying allowed? Uh, yes.
Yes, it is. Only
Uh,
certain. I think it was for only certain.
certain races,
Yeah, certain
definitely.
races will have it.
Um, and that's something that we can in your player character application stuff, like we can discuss those things. Obviously flying does come with some restrictions as well. um we are still talking about it, yes. Yes, yes, weavers. No flying carpets, flying brooms. Again,
Um.
probably something that we can discuss. It will be a case by case thing. Um, Obviously, if you come into us as a character and go, "Oh, well, I just want to fly because it's really cool," no. um, but yeah, so it's something that we're still kind of discussing. I know, last season obviously it was restricted very heavily, even when it might have made sense for a character to be able to fly. So are we at the soon level of the season launch? Can we have invisible body parts? I guess it depends on why they're invisible. Obviously, if it's something like an injury and you're missing a body part, that's perfectly fine. Any sort of glamours that are going to be done to your character, it has to abide by the same rules that we have, where it needs to be stipulated in your RPR bio.
I mean, like
If you,
amputations and such, I don't see a problem with that. Like,
yeah,
yeah, I
no,
mean, not,
amputations and stuff is
yeah, all,
perfectly fine.
all
But
characters, yeah.
if you're doing it as like a magical enchant for some kind of deceptive reason, whatever that might be, uh, then there does need to be the opportunity, obviously, for players um to be able to determine that something's not quite right,
Hmm.
or that there's some kind of magic spell happening or something along the lines of that. um
Fly just. I think you skipped fly because fly just as are we launching soon.
yeah, I was kind of gonna pose that to Khalees to answer if she wanted. um are we at this soon level of the season launching?
uh,
Yes.
I
Wait,
would.
what's going on? Sorry, I was reading
I
through the questions.
do we I'm not sure if we want to say our date for the launch right
I
now
yeah,
or just
I
post
would
it.
say yes, yes, why not?
Sure. So
Hmm.
it's another 6 months.
Yeah.
We are planning to launch on the 28th. So Friday the 28th, we'll be launching the
A
new season.
week.
So a week from
More
today.
clarification a week from today.
Yep,
Yes.
1 week from today. Exactly.
um, I think somebody just asked about uh, what is the clan size?
15.
15.
So clan size will be 15. Oh yes.
Can we cast a spell that makes fish explode once thrown at peasants?
I mean, that's just RP flavor at that point. If you would like to do that, then it works with your roleplay. You most definitely can. And if you want to call them peasants, you'll probably become great friends with Khaleesi's character.
No, my character does not enjoy peasantry. Sorry, guys.
Look at all these peasants now.
Yeah.
Someone speak down, peasants. So over the next week before launch as well, we are going to be going over our community guidelines and our rules and our expectations. So you may find that there are some changes to things. We'll pop up a change log for that sort of thing, but I do kind of want to just remind people that it is to your benefit just to read over the rules when you can and just to familiarize yourself with that. Hold on, will there be any restrictions on making weapons, cause, etc., a form of force scarcity? I am very glad that you brought that up. We are trialing something this season, and that will be professions. It's not going to be far and wide. We are only going to limit it to 3 professions at this point in time. That will be your armor crafting or your armor smith, weaponsmith, and an alchemist. And sure you can make sense of which is going to be which for that. So to be able to certain feats will be locked to those professions. It's something that we're simply trying just to I guess to play into the economy a little bit more, and to have a yes, that's the armor smith, weaponsmith, and an alchemist. To kind of play into the economy a little and for the supply and demand. So it is something that we are trialing. And after a period of time, if we find that it's just not working, it's something that can be removed. Are we able to have more? Yes, you can have more than one in each clan. It's not restricted to like, oh, you can only have one armor smith or one weaponsmith. If you want to have 5 of them, that's perfectly fine. We will be implementing a reputation system this season from doing a clan of armor smiths for doing the I just saw his name, I'm sorry. For doing the quests. Will professions be separate to classes? Yes, they are separate to the classes. Have 3 of each profession, never have to worry. Not the rep grind. The rep grind is only for the daily quests, and it's more so obviously the more quests that you do for the cities, for the neutral hubs. Hold on. Yes. Let's see. Um so yeah, they and we kind of hope that by implementing the profession side of thing that it does promote a little bit more role play for people to go out and find to find those players that can create those items for them, and also to make use of a player market to help build on a more organic economy for you guys as well. Um, our seasons are generally going to run for 3 months. Uh, that's kind of the timeline that we're working with at the moment. Um, and this can change, I guess, depending on story and server population as well. Um, um, 100K for Stormter. Yeah, no, it's not going to be anything like that. Like honestly, the rep stuff that we're going to do for the dailies, it honestly just opens up extra quest lines. Um, and some of those could potentially uh lead you into some like deep lore discovery. Again, we want the world to be as immersive as we possibly can, and there is kind of, to an extent, some consequences for reward as well. Um, so depending on the kind of quests that you choose to engage in, there can be some very interesting outcomes for that. Um, I like cookies. Um, will they be time gate for us being? So I mean, do you mean like is there going to be cooldowns for them? For the most, like yes. Most of them are dailies. Some can only be done weekly. It just depends on the quest itself. No, you can't. And we are trying to encourage as much exploration of the map as we possibly can for you guys, because there are, and I will say, there will be little Easter eggs hidden about the place that's going to clue you in a little bit more on what's actually happening with the server lore and the direction of where this like story has kind of come from and where it's going. Um, our lore team has been like working really hard to find ways to engage with you guys more and to give you like content as well. Um, so maybe a little Easter egg somewhere there. I mean, there might be. There very well might be an Easter egg somewhere. We are hoping that people will be more inclined to want to share the information. But we've also put some things in place that we are expecting people to get uh kind of maybe potentially secretive about. It just kind of really depends on how the players decide to take it, but most of the information is going to be made very available to everybody. We're not wanting to gatekeep. If we find that some people are really struggling to find that stuff, there's definitely going to be avenues for people to find it outside of the Easter eggs that we might leave or events. Um, hide it somewhere else. um, but yeah, we are really hoping to have things a little bit more engaging for everyone, and that it's easier for people to get involved with the server story. And again, like we also want to help facilitate your own your own stories as well, and that's something that has always been one of the server's goals. Uh, Okay, so I've just had a question. Are dailies, weeklies tied into the rep system and tied into the server story quest? Not necessarily. The dailies and weeklies are more just a way for you guys to generate some income, and just to get you out exploring the world, giving you the opportunity to find those little like bits of information that are going to lead you into like more in-depth storylines. Um, it's catered to kind of to fit your play style, I guess. So obviously, the more you explore, the more you get into these kind of things, the more you go around and like ask questions and stuff. Obviously, the faster you're going to potentially find, certain bits of information. Um, and we do have a very diverse team now with both like through a whole different variety of time zones. So we're hoping uh to be able to provide a lot more to plans that may not be on as often or on at peak times as well. So we're definitely keeping that in mind. I mean, you probably will still be up at 4 a.m. um, so Uppy's a band. Yes. um, yeah. Yeah. But yeah, we are trying to be very conscious of everyone's play style and everyone's play time availability. Um, simply so that we want everyone to feel very immersed and to feel a part of the server as well. Like because this is a collaborative storytelling, and we want everyone to be involved. We want everyone to enjoy themselves. Um, and the story, well, we may write the lore for it, and we may have an idea of where we would like to go. It's all up to you guys. And there are so many different avenues of where something can be led to what the outcome is going to be in this case. And I know that this, like myself and the staff, like we're all very like excited to see where you guys take it. With some more curse related racial additions. Potentially there'll be. I mean, we can definitely put up some guidelines if the. I've never really played into the curse stuff. That's again not really something that I've touched on myself. I don't know if Lacey or Mana, if you have anything to say on that, but yeah, I think that if that's something that you like to have a little bit more of like a standardized guideline for them, that is potentially something that we can discuss and put on the table. Um, and I guess because we don't necessarily have a standardized law in the sense of the races, that you can kind of pick and choose from a variety of different things. We're not necessarily going to micromanage stuff, just as long as it's not like too crazy out there, right? We still want it to kind of make sense.
We just it's just like it's exactly the same thing as last season. Whatnot. We don't want to hinder people's RP or people's story, but as well as to the point that you guys have got to also make sure don't make your characters too OP. You got to find some way to have.
There has to be a balance, basically.
Yeah.
And I mean,
Yeah.
we're all grown enough to understand that we don't have to sit here
Yeah.
and
And yeah, obviously, like if it doesn't make sense in the character application, like we'll chat to you about it and just. I mean, I kind of agree about the not having a lichen vampire or a half demon, half angel. That kind of stuff is counterintuitive. But again, if like that's the whole reason that we have the character application, so that if something does kind of pop up that we need to discuss with you, we will just we'll just have that discussion with you, and we'll um yeah, like come to a solution with you on that. Can I play a magical girl? Yes. Yeah. Um, yeah, and like Chili has mentioned, don't build your character around mechanics. Just build it for the role play. Honestly, my character's weakness is death,
Exactly.
death and abandonment. um, yeah, and obviously, like, there's no problem with like taking inspiration from, for example, Power Rangers. Um, but obviously, we don't want you to like inspiration is fine, but we don't want you to like carbon copy something. Like, we do want you to have, to use your creativity and bring something to the table that is unique for everyone. My superpower is abandonment. Yes, it is. Um, Yeah, and I mean sometimes it's really great. I mean, like a lot of people like take a lot of inspiration from like the Witcher stuff. That's a very common thing that people like to play into nowadays. And again, there's like nothing wrong with that. But obviously, if you come in with a character application, you're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be Geralt. We'll be like, no, you can't do that. I'm sorry. So obviously, yeah, inspiration perfectly fine. Carbon copies, please try to avoid. Um, I'm going to be Jerry. A river. um, you can be a fairy. Well, yeah, the Netflix switcher, yeah, but like, yeah, that's perfectly fine. Yeah, definitely no judgment on whatever character you want to play. Obviously, keep it within the server rules, and there's not going to be an issue. Um, I mean, a character just to judge people. Oh gosh. Uh, Events. We are hoping to try to cover uh the different time zones. Like I said, we do have a very diverse staff team now with
Yeah.
some more European uh, staff coming on board. Myself, I'm Australian, so I am kind of in between everyone else's time zones. Um, so yeah, we're hoping to kind of be able to bridge that gap where we know that some people felt like they were missing out because you know staff weren't around when they were most often playing. Um,
And as well as to the point that
oh yes.
I would like to take up to this moment about self-awareness or whatnot. I know for a fact, but uh, this hasn't been said well, but it's been said more during previous seasons. If you have a bad day or you're having or something like that, just know for a fact your real life would always come first. Don't worry about the game. Don't worry about the RP. If something that you need to step away, that's perfectly fine. Real life comes first, your mental health needs to come first as well. You don't, if you need to take a break, then take a break.
I took when I was IRL. Yeah. For some of us, yeah. All right. Moving on from that, yeah, like what Mana said, if you guys sometimes emotions can bleed over RP, we all know how that goes. I don't want to really harp on that. One of the things I did wanted to bring up was um we are planning for approximately a 3-month season. uh I mean, it could be 3 months, it could be 2.5 months. We are planning around that. Other things that we wanted to kind of highlight, we do have a court legal system, so that should be interesting. Don't commit any crimes. I feel like the countess is gonna be the first one to go to jail, by the way.
yeah, we are hoping to kind of take away some of the
Take drugs. No, that's mad.
or
She's a
like
drug
for
dealer.
we kind
Sorry.
of want to keep the justice system within the game. So we have created a courthouse. There is potential for and this is to kind of cater for the players that don't want to just go and PvP or do PvE content, and they can hire a lawyer to come and defend themselves. And this is also a part of what I was saying
Yeah.
about the rep system. There are going to be some quests that you do that's going to give you negative rep, and there's a chance that you might get caught doing some not so great things. Um, so there's potential for the players to work within these environments as well, to be the lawyers, to come and be a defendant. Um, we have within
I'm sure
the
we
this
won't call them lawyers, but whatever.
yeah.
Yeah, like someone to like assist you with your legal troubles.
Yeah. And we've said it, like, it's a really I really like the room. I walk in there all the time and I'm like, man, I love this.
Yeah,
I think it's
great.
kind of cute. And that's the same for the cities as well. Like, there's potential for, like, you don't necessarily have to move into one of the districts, but like if you want to work in a tavern that's there, or you want to work in a school, or take up a job in the clinic, all of that stuff is something that can happen, and that's there for your immersion as well. um and we would embrace that. Again, like I said, it's your stories. We're there to kind of facilitate and help you guys along the way. A lot of this stuff is we're trialing a lot of new things this season, um just to kind of test the waters and just see how it fits, and how you guys feel about having those opportunities as well. Um, I'm kind of really excited to see a couple of court cases happen. I I think it will be very entertaining.
I'm telling you right now, I have a slight feeling I'm gonna be the first one in jail.
Yeah. Assassination contracts. I mean, that's definitely something that you can potentially like do in your role play. We haven't necessarily set up bounties and stuff like that for players. Um, oh, I just clicked the wrong button. Um, oh, sick.
It'll be great. Free the
But
queen.
yeah, we understand. Like, we're definitely very conscious of like everyone's kind of opinions on things, and we know that some of the things that we're trialing may not hit home for a lot of you, and we just really want to like ask for you guys to just trust the process, and like understand that like we do listen to your feedback, right? And that's the whole point in why so much of this season is going to be a lot of trial and error. And I kind of want to ask for a little bit of patience as we head into our launch day and get into the server, and just don't show up to court. There's no cops to force you to go. Oh my gosh. um and again, if we find that there's something that we are trialing and it's just not really fitting and it's not really working, then yeah, we're always up for that feedback and the discussions. I'm an advocate for character death.
Work in progress
Sad.
means there always be. Yeah, it's a good thing.
Yes, yeah. And uh, I mean, we're gonna be very open about things, especially if we're going into certain events that are very high risk. Like, we will say to people that regardless of the consent that you've submitted, coming to this event, for example, you might actually have something really bad happen to you, and your consent will be void. That's just going to be some of the situations, unfortunately, because again, we want this to be as immersive as we possibly can. Um, and we want you guys to be able to make those informed decisions as well, to understand that like while we will respect a lot of the stuff, there are just certain things that we can't avoid either, and it's just a matter of like really thinking about, would my character actually get involved in this, or are you just going because you're hoping there's going to be a reward at the end of it?
Yeah.
My consent sheet always allows permadeath. Awesome. We can kill Scarish straight away. I'm so excited for that. Let's go. We put that there. But yeah, it's again, like I said, we are trialing a few different things just to kind of get a feel for them and see how they go. And we just hope that you guys can have some. I hope you're not talking to me when you say that. Yeah, we just hope that you guys can like show us some patience as well as we kind of move into that next era of the server. And how would you like feedback given? We would like you to be somewhat tactful in your feedback. A lot of the time we will ask for it as well. We might put up polls. We can definitely integrate even just opening up tickets with us and having those discussions with us. Like, I usually yell at Ember. Yeah. I could play medical doctor, then I could show you some. Oh yeah. Yeah, so we have kind of like a help and feedback area. At the moment, it's just got like suggestions, general help, and bug reports. We will probably, after trialing some of our stuff, after we've given it enough time, we more than likely will put out like a forum thing for you guys, like a survey, just to see like where everyone's kind of standing with stuff, especially like as we trial the profession side of things. Yeah, I think just obviously if you don't approach it in a respectful manner, you're probably not really going to get an answer back. It's just about having mutual respect for everyone, and again, like, we're totally open to that feedback and suggestions as well, because at the end of the day, the community is what makes the server. And unfortunately, we can't we can't appease everyone's wants and desires when it comes to things, but we are doing our best to at least give you a server that um is wanting to facilitate that collaborative storytelling with you, and to help you tell your story while also giving you some entertainment. And I think that we have a really great team at the moment. I think that you're going to enjoy a lot of the stuff that they are going to bring to the table. At least I'm hoping. Doesn't make you grind for no reason. Did I miss a question? Yeah, I mean, tickets always the best way to go about it if you want to bring something up to us. Generally, if you go into our DMs, we're more than likely just going to say, hey, just open up a ticket anyway. What map are you using? Oh, we're using Grimm's. We're using your map.
What map are we using? Yours! Congratulations!
We're using yours. It's such a bad map. Nah. Well, I mean, yeah, it's still yours, kind of.
Not mine anymore. It's still, yeah, as Ember said, it's still yours.
It's everyone's. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I guess. But everyone else doesn't update things when I ask them to, so.
Nope. I don't push buttons.
Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, well, yeah, we are the mod list has been released. You'll be able to find it in the connection information. We will be announcing the uh, obviously the IP is there. The password is to be announced. Obviously, we're not going to give that to you right away. I don't think we've decided on a time. Maybe six.
It
6
Will be
p.m.
was
opening.
6
6
p.m.
p.m.
yesterday. Yep.
Yeah.
Yes. So
Yes, yes.
um, by the Eastern Stars. Um, I don't push button. No, you key smash. Okay.
Yeah, I do that. Yep, yep. Certainly do. I just type too fast, man. I got little speedy fingers.
You're fine. I love your face.
I wanted to tell Pi that we're going to have all the cake here yet. But yeah, that's I just really hope that you guys are as excited about the new season as what we all are. Like having worked on it now for some time. I know everyone's staff team is really excited. We think that we have some generally good stuff, and that's gonna be really exciting for you guys as well. And we have just some really cool little things that are going to happen that that our amazing script team have come up with. Some really cool little, I don't know, gimmicks, I guess we can call them. But yeah, it should be really cool, and I'm super excited, and yeah, I have full confidence in everyone here. So where's all the souls at? Oh no, not hot dogs.
Okay, I hate to be this guy, but if there's any more questions related to the server, the launch, and what we are bringing to the table this season, we have about 6 minutes left for this meeting.
Yeah. Oh, I will be posting the uh consent sheet. The consent sheet does need to be done. It will be a clan most, so it needs to be done with your clan. Um, Obviously as a solo player, that's perfectly fine. There's obviously questions there that you can just state that you're a solo player. And
To answer your
I
question really quick, yeah, you'll be able to notice your reputation, whether you gain or you're losing reputation.
yes,
yeah. I was gonna mention maybe having the clan leader do it? Question mark?
Wait, what?
yes,
What was that? I missed something?
yeah.
Uh,
It is for the
the
clan leader.
the consent sheet.
Oh, yeah, the consent forms will be handed out to your clan leaders. However, in the consent form, they can name individuals that who wish or do not wish to participate. So, which will make it a lot easier instead of just giving everybody a, consent forms.
Hmm.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
be a lot easier to track things down
yeah.
too.
This. Oh yeah. So this, I'll pop it in the connection info anyway, and just explain that this is
Be
for.
right.
Questions, concerns?
All right. If that is all for now, I just want to
Anybody
say
want
thank
drugs?
you, everybody. Shut up, man. I just really want to say thank you, everybody, for showing up. Everyone that's still here and still supporting us to this day. We appreciate and adore the heck out of you guys. We are really, really looking forward to this season. We have worked our butts off. And when I tell you, like, the staff team has worked their butts off to make this season amazing, we are all very excited. I know it's going to be great. What we've put together is going to be amazing. So I hope that you guys enjoy it and are just excited as we are to for launch day. So let me see. Did I miss a question? No. Okay, I think we're good. No bunky mana. All right, if that's all we have, thank you guys for being here. We'll see you
I
guys
think
soon. Then.
somebody wants to speak.
Sure, I guess we have about 3 minutes.
Hello, you all know me. I just had one simple question. Who will be running the House of Scorpion Hookers this season?
Okay. Meeting is adjourned. You guys have a nice day, guys. Thank you for showing up. Later.
Oh my goodness.
Lord.
I know the answer.
Guys,
Oh,
take
no.
care.
All right. Yeah. Thanks everyone for like coming and listening. I hope that kind of given you a little bit of an idea of what to expect without giving up too much. Again, any questions you can just ask them in the appropriate channels or just open up tickets for us. And yeah, I'm super excited. Everyone's excited, and yeah, Ember does not suck. Scario sucks, and that's it. All right.
All right, take care.